taking a night boat home this week. Madness, a night boat to Cairo. What a tune. Thank you for celebrating our 5th birthday with us tonight. Thank you for all your messages and requests. Here's to the next 5 years. And that's it. Thank you to my 80s guests, Belinda Carlisle and Alex Sinclair. Thank you, Johnny California and Simon Walcott. Sounds of the 80s with Gary Davis is a listen production for BBC Radio 2. Fern's up next with Sounds of the 90s. I'll see you for breakfast all this week. I hope you can wake up with me. I'm back here next Saturday night at 8 p.m. Have a great weekend. Good night.
This is Radio 2.
On BBC Sounds.
And on your smart speaker.
Play BBC Radio 2.
BBC News at 10 o'clock. This is Nikki Cardwell. Manchester City have won their 3rd successive Premier League title. Their spot at the top of the table was confirmed this evening after second-place Arsenal lost 1-0 away at Nottingham Forest. The result means the Gunners are mathematically unable to make up the difference between the two sides. The former City midfielder Michael Brown says Arsenal crumbled under pressure.
Arsenal were heavy favourites, weren't they? At one point, we were looking for such a long time of that game going to be at the Etihad against Arsenal was going to be the pivotal game. But actually the pressure got too much to Arsenal. We've got to credit Arsenal. I think they were incredible throughout the title race. Right at the end, it was just too much for them. But they've certainly made it a more interesting Premier League.
The celebrated British author Martin Amis has died. He was 73 and had esophageal cancer. He was the son of the writer Kingsley Amis and made his reputation in the 80s with a series of darkly funny works about life in London, such as Money, The Rachel Papers and London Fields. Sinn Féin has been confirmed as the largest party in local government in Northern Ireland for the first time. Of the 462 seats available, the party has so far secured 138, up from 105 when the seats were last contested. The Democratic Unionist Party has 120 seats. The DUP has been refusing to form a power-sharing executive at Stormont. More from our island correspondent Emma Vardy.
What the DUP is saying is, look, we have a mandate for taking this very tough stance and for staying out of power sharing till our concerns are met. And the DUP says what it wants to do is negotiate with Westminster, with the British government, to get some more guarantees, perhaps even some legislation that helps address the concerns that the DUP have.
Philip Schofield, who's hosted ITV's This Morning for more than 20 years, has stepped down with immediate effect. There have been reports of a breakdown in his relationship with his co-host Holly Willoughby. In a statement, he says ITV decided the situation could not go on. Scott Bryant presents the BBC's Must Watch podcast.
Why has this suddenly come to a head without Phil saying goodbye? There'll be a lot of attention about what the press are going to be reporting over for the next few days. But also, a much larger question, Holly's going to be staying on the programme. Who's she going to be partnered with? And what's the future of the programme going to be?
Police have seized 15 dogs and made a second arrest in connection with a fatal dog attack on a 37-year-old man in Greater Manchester. Jonathan Hogg died after suffering serious injuries in Leigh on Thursday. Protesters used a hammer to damage a controversial statue outside the BBC's headquarters in central London. A police cordon was in place for much of the day and a man was arrested this evening on suspicion of criminal damage. And the weather. It'll be a cloudy and wet night for Scotland and Northern Ireland as rain continues to spread southeastwards. It'll be dry and clear for much of England and Wales. BBC News. It's 3 minutes past 10.
BBC Sounds of the 90s.